Ricky Starks against Danhausen for the FTW Championship. We got this elaborate feature on Ricky Starks at the beginning with this voiceover, very, very rock-esque with Ricky Starks. And then we go right into the match, and Danhausen teases doing Ricky Starks' pose and then going for the curse, but gets kicked down. Danhausen uses a Northern Lights, but Starks kicks out. There's a roll-up for a 2. Starks ducks and spears him, winning the match in 1:30, but he's holding onto his neck. And then Starks says that Danhausen isn't absolute, and he calls for another challenger, and the whole place is chanting Hook. So when his music plays, this place went wild. And Hook walks out, and he's got on the orange trunks. And Taz is stating, "This is a bit surreal for me." And this crowd is just losing it here for Hook. And Hook attacks him, drops Ricky on his neck. There's a back suplex by Starks, but then a hip toss attempt. Hook lands on his feet. Starks goes for the spear, and the Rochambeau, he lifts him up, but Hook turns it into red rum. And as he takes Ricky down to the mat, he taps out. Dude, this arena exploded. 1:32. Hook wins the FTW title. They fist bumped afterwards, and Hook just leaves with the title. And we go to break, and when they came back, this was a rarity for AEW. They replayed the finish, which I thought was a nice touch to just repeat this. I thought this turned out tremendously well.
The whole thing was fantastic, and this was, you're still going to keep going, but this was in the midst of what felt like a half hour of Ricky Starks. And
it was really only like 10, 11 minutes. It was not super long, but everything to me was like this chunk was just the Ricky Starks show, and he came off great. I thought
they got a lot accomplished with Ricky Starks and all of Team Taz in these few minutes, starting off with that excellent video. Anytime somebody gets a video that is that well done, you know that they're going to have a big just a big story, or at least like something in store for them for the future.
It felt like an NXT treatment of a guy.
A rare compliment, for NXT. They NXT does tremendous jobs with their videos for the most part, but they gave it here to Starks. And first of all, the Danhausen match was really interesting booking because we know the direction that they're going to go here with Ricky Starks. So to book him to beat a fan favorite, I think required some pretty creative booking in order for the audience to not want to hate Ricky Starks so much, and they achieved that by showing giving him this what looked to be a pretty serious neck injury, of course, rekindling that long-term reason why he was out for so many months.
This guy can sell his neck for the rest of his career.
Fantastic.
People will buy it.
Absolutely. So they had Starks basically, wanting to toy with Danhausen a little bit to start, but then Danhausen actually manages to injure the neck inadvertently, not necessarily by his doing, but he ran into the turnbuckle. And then at that point, he's like, "I'm done playing around. I want to end this match." Goes for the spear, ends it, continues to sell the neck, which gives me some, sympathy towards him, but also, of course, sets him up for the title change, giving him a bit of an out. And then from that point on, it was just like kind of total babyface performance here from Ricky Starks. Drops the belt with a lot of humility, shakes Hook's hand afterwards. For Taz, I mean, yes, on commentary, he's probably playing a bit of a character, but I have to imagine he must have felt a strong level of emotion here. As he mentioned on commentary, Hook grew up looking at that title belt in their home, and now he's being officially recognized as a champion, winning it on national TV here. So I'm sure it was a wonderful moment for all of them, and everybody really advances.
Just imagine that 2-year-old. What does FTW stand for, Dad?
Yeah.
For the win. Means fuck the world.
Yeah.
So Shivani is with Starks and Hobbs in the ring after the break, and sorry, this is after the fact. So Starks is standing there with Hobbs, and it's Shivani who points out, "You're the one who wanted the second match, and you got it." Stark says, "I'm no stranger to losing, and I'm okay with that. I was given that title when people thought it was a noose, and I turned it into a tie. I brought that title back to prominence," which Taz says, "Fact." I don't know quite about that. It was a great promo. I don't know if it was completely factual here.
It's been a good 3 weeks for the FTW title. Beyond that, it's been pretty obscure. I don't know if it's necessarily that high up in prominence, but on Hook, maybe.
Yeah, we will see, but facts be damned here. He deserves to be able to talk for more than 40 seconds, which it's been this recurring thing about this guy just want, like him and Hobbs, the whole thing was we just want a chance because we know we're better. And then he brings up this promo about I just want more than 40 seconds. It actually gives a logic as to why he would make this impromptu challenge. Like here's this guy who gets this this tiny opportunity on television and he wants to lengthen it as much as possible because of this God-given talent he wants to just show everybody. It actually gave a reason to make this challenge. So he was told to be patient, but his time will come. He's sick of hearing that time. My time was last year, my time was last month, and my time was now. And it's just been a string of bad timing. And mid-sentence, Hobbs waffles this guy. This came out of nowhere. He drops Starks, the whole crowd is stunned, and he hits a spine buster. This was a kind of a swerve that was you did not see coming, but at the end, it was one where you could understand it. At the end of it all, it sets up a huge angle now with these two. I really thought like these, whatever the exact length was from the moment Ricky Starks and that video aired to this angle at the end, this to me was the best night of Ricky Starks' AEW run. And by extension,
Team Taz. The best night of Team Taz. Let's just say it, you know,
sure.
And it could be the end
and tying
Taz.
It in with Hook. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Everybody in Team Taz leveled up coming out of this. You had Hook, you know, winning his first singles championship. You had Starks dropping the FTW title, but clearly moving on to something bigger. He got the video treatment. He cut an amazing promo of the show.
This was really strong.
He was incredible. And like, if it wasn't clear enough, like he's a top player, you know, like in the future, completely proves it here, you know, in 15 minutes, just so incredibly versatile and so good at every single aspect of all of this. So he moves up. Hobbs finally steps out of, you know, not having a mouthpiece now in Ricky Starks. And I wonder if he's even going to have Taz, because Taz on commentary was acting shocked and surprised by Hobbs' actions. So is Taz going to turn babyface to join with what looks to be Hook and Ricky Starks both as babyfaces now? Is Team Taz done? You know? What's going on? These are all interesting questions. Everybody has some story to move on forward from this, and everybody has leveled up.
Most of all, you're interested in all those follow-up questions as well. Yeah, I thought this was just great, all of this stuff. And I'm sure when you were looking at this lineup today, Ricky Starks against Danhausen, you did not see all these permutations, nor did it on its own probably jump out at you. I mean, probably fun match, but not anything of substance. And it turned into be something very significant on the show.
Yeah, many people did call the, you know, Hook showing up after Danhausen was getting squashed thing. I didn't think it would lead to a Hobbs turn on the same night, you know, coming out of it all too. So that was a really great, like it was pretty good setup, you know, all in all. Do you feel like the whole separation between Hook and Danhausen was kept that way in order to make this a surprise? Like, because we still haven't really had much resolution for Dan Hookhausen, and they're just kind of unexplained.
Yeah, to be quite honest, like I hope this is kind of the end of Hook and Danhausen. I've never liked the combination all that much, but I think it served its purpose here because when Ricky Starks made the call out, this whole arena wanted Hook, and they were led in that direction, and you got it. And so it paid off in that sense. And I don't mind having like, you know, every now and then they maybe have some affiliation, but I prefer the two to be separate at this point. I didn't think it really enhanced Hook all that much, and I would much rather see him go off into this direction now with this FTW title and less of like the ironic friendship between the two.
Yeah, I could do without the backstage skits. I could do without backstage skits for Hook, period, because they've all been awful. This made him look cool, just coming out, winning, getting the fuck out of there. Everything that they've tried to do with like him and Lexi, I think has been pretty cringeworthy. But I wouldn't mind like him coming to Danhausen's rescue from time to time, you know, like maybe always looking after him in some way.